So the mayor of Conca della Campania.
Thank you very much for your kind words, and it's a real pleasure and a privilege to have been asked to give this short address today. Conca della Campania is undergoing a major transformation. This is the right time to revision our city in all respects, and we have started a series of initiatives to accomplish that goal. We think big and intentionally about arts, culture, tourism, their ability to transform communities, facilitate positive change, and build our collective narrative. If Conca della Campania is to achieve a vision of an interconnected tourism destination, communication is vital. Currently, the city of Conca della Campania, in partnership with local media and social media outlets, provides some communication, but the vision requires that a much higher and more extensive level of communication will be needed. The communications function will need to be prominent in any consideration of developing a more widespread and effective tourism destination support network. We are very close to Caserta and Naples, and this is a major opportunity for Conca della Campania. But it could also be a threat in some respects. As one of Italy's largest city, economic powerhouse, Naples has long been a magnet for tourists and will be, of course, continue to be so in the future. The challenge for our little city is to ensure that it can keep its own tourists as well as attract more of them, thanks also to its proximity to Caserta and Naples. Due to border closures, health and safety guidelines, the COVID-19 pandemic has created a dramatic increase in domestic tourism that industry experts predict will remain in place for years to come. People are looking for new experiences closer to home. This trend is also an opportunity for Conca della Campania to establish itself as a tourism destination with the people who call Conca della Campania home and with Conca della Campania's closest neighbors to create a foundation for tourism success for which to build from. Tourism opportunities, increasing strategic marketing and promotion of Conca's tourism experience through a destination brand will build general awareness of Conca della Campania as a tourism destination and ultimately increase visitation to our city. This is why we also consider very important this festival. This is why we have done so much to be here today, because we believe this is a major occasion for our city today and in the near future in order to promote the beauties of our city. Informed and engaged residents are crucial to the success of a sustainable, inclusive tourism destination. They act as both formal hosts when their own friends and relatives visit, and also as informal spokespeople with every interaction they have with visitors to a destination. A city-led initiatives to aid in tourism-related businesses and stakeholder collaboration would support knowledge transfer, capacity building, destination building, and improved connection between tourism stakeholders and our city. Another aspect that is of major importance is also the food tourism. Typical products of our city are chestnuts and mushrooms. Conca della Campania is in its infancy in terms of tourism development, and priority should be given to establishing a solid foundation for a tourism destination in which to grow. Fundamentals of a sustainable tourism destination are a welcoming resident base, an awareness of things visitors can do, experience development, places for visitors to sleep, eat, and ways for visitors to get around. The most important things to visit and which are the beauties of our city are the following: the best preserved monumental evidence is the Castrum Palazzo, palace that we have in Conca della Campania. It witnesses the history of Conca della Campania, and it survived from the great destruction of the Second World War. At the time of the first settlement, during the Norman Swabian period, the Castrum Palace was a circular tower. Subsequently, the laying of the building foundations started in the 14th century. We also have, as we have also in this festival, the waterfalls of our city, which are much visited every year from thousands and thousands of people. And I'm confident that after the festival, we'll also have much more visitors that will come in Conca. We also have a very important church of San Pietro, which is the oldest and most important one that we have in our municipality, in which it dates back to the 15th century. The second one, very important, is the Chiesa del Soccorso, which was built at the beginning of the 14th century and was declared a national monument by the public minister of education, Mr. Pietro Fedele. The church was decorated with frescoes of Dante theme, hell, purgatory, and heaven. And this monument was destroyed by an earthquake in 1980, and it represented a historical memory of a recent and distant past of the village of Conca della Campania. Conca della Campania has much to offer as a future tourism destination. In creating a tourism strategy through thorough stakeholder and resident collaboration, the city of Conca has taken the first important step towards the development of tourism. Continuing with this positive momentum throughout the implementation of this strategy, by harnessing the community at large, would not only fulfill the desire for a strong tourism industry, but it will build on resident pride in Conca overall. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is really a deep image of a small area, a small town that has a real will to restart and restart more than well after this pandemic. And I can tell you that I really appreciated the determination and positiveness and the way you joined the festival initiative since the beginning. And despite the difficulties that all the public administration are facing, especially those who are smaller. And we had a very good introduction from the assessore last at the opening last Thursday. And it is really worthy to plan a visit. And I think that after this festival, and we will have the Unione dei Comuni del Mugello afterwards, we had the Canavese before, it is something that highlights special differences and special peculiarities. I could never imagine that you have chestnut. And this is something that makes a very good connection with the Mugello. So it is clear that if we dig down our origins, traditions, and the deep knowledge of our places, we can find much more closeness than diversities. And this is the main focus that the Life Beyond Tourism ethos and the movement is pointing out. So being a network of, let's say, friends and then partners and then collaborators can help destination to grow and can help places to be known in their real soul. So this means that also the travel industry, that I don't want to call it anymore tourist industry, has to change the way they go through touristic plans and touristic programs and normal offers. And they have to find a new commercial offer with a new ethic. And that is what we are proposing since at least for 10, 15 years. But then the COVID happened. The pandemic made all of us in big danger, difficulties. And now we are in the real opportunity to make the change, to have the management plan of the sites to look forward and much ahead than the end of the mandate of the politicals that are in duty in the moment. And I think that with this vision, we can do big things. And as I was saying before, I think that this is just the beginning of a program, and we want to measure how good we are all together to build a bigger network in the next 5 years to show that things can be changed and that we are the actors that can make the change happen. So thank you very much. And for sure, we will love to come and visit. So we have to plan a long trip around all the territories we have discovered in these days.
Just want to say a few words to finish my my intervention. I agree with all the themes you have touched during your intervention. We need to make change. Change has to start with a new structure of networking between the different actors that are on place. Small cities like ours need help from associations, foundations, in order to promote tourism and beauties that we have in our little town. And the festival has been and is and will be in the next days very, very important for Conca della Campania. This is why I can already confirm that we will be there even next year. Great. And we will be there in all the additions that will be done in the future to come, because this is of major importance for us, because we have people coming from all around the world, and this means that everyone can read and can see the beauties that we have in our country, that we have in our town, and this is already a promotion of our town. So really, thank you for giving us the occasion of being here. Thank you very much for all the hard work you have done. Thank you very much for the high professionality that you have demonstrated during the organization and during the festival. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.